Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quick Break Games, where we cover all the latest in the LEGO video game series created by TT Games. And this time we're going to be talking about LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, as we usually do on this channel, at least lately, because right now we're in 2020. This is the year that LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is releasing. We still don't have an exact release date at the time of this video coming out, but hopefully we'll be getting it soon. I think we'll probably get it within March or April, I feel like, because again, as I've been predicting on this channel quite a bit, I think the game's coming out in late June. And I looked at the calendar, I think it's coming out June 26th. That's kind of my prediction for the game. But anyway, so we had the initial reveal at E3 2019, and this video is going to be talking about some information that actually came from E3 2019. And then we also had a 50-second trailer in December where we finally got some in-game cutscenes of the game, and it was very short. It just showed a brief clip from each of the 9 episodes. But other than that, that's been all the marketing of this game, just those 2 trailers. I guess there was a little bit more marketing around the time of E3, like there was a bunch of interviews and things like that. And yeah, but other than that, we're in March now, and the game's pretty much been silent. TT Games hasn't said anything. WB Games hasn't said anything. And by the way, don't tweet anything at TT Games or any of the people there, because they obviously can't say anything. I did want to mention real fast. So it seems like after my video came out where we talked about Andy Holt's tweet where he confirmed the game's coming out in 2020 and that the game's not delayed, he came out with a tweet shortly after that. And the tweet said, "Hello to my sudden and unexpected influx of followers. For those eagerly awaiting information on LEGO Star Wars, please be following the LEGO Star Wars Game Twitter account and the WB Games UK Twitter account, as those channels will be the first source of official news." So I think that's kind of funny. That tweet came out, like, I think shortly after, I think maybe the day of video that I made about Andy Holt. Well, it wasn't really about Andy Holt, but it mentioned Andy Holt in the video. So it seems like a lot of you guys went over to his Twitter and started following him, messaging him about the game. So don't spam these guys. They can't say anything. They're under NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. But if you go to those Twitter accounts that he mentioned in there, those are basically dead accounts. They haven't said anything since the December reveal, basically. So yeah, we're not getting any official information unless it comes from WB Games. So it seems, from what I can gather, it seems TT Games has nothing to do with the marketing of this game. I think they're strictly just game developers coding the game, making the game, and everything like that. I think the marketing is completely handled, at least mostly handled, by WB Games, which is the company that owns TT Games. So if you want to spam anybody for new information, just spam the WB Games Twitter account if you want, with, you know, asking when we're going to get a new trailer, because they seem to be in charge of the marketing for LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. But anyway, on to this video. So a user by the name of Squia24 on Reddit, he actually posted some images. Now these images are not new, but I think a lot of people haven't seen them. So these come from E3 2019. So if you actually went to E3 2019, I guess in the booth or the section where they had the big reveal of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, they had these big, I don't know if they're TV screens or just pictures. They're probably just pictures. I imagine TV screens would be expensive, but maybe they were TV screens. I don't know. If you were there at E3, let me know if they were TV screens. But we have images of each of the characters on screen here. So he posted 5 different images on Reddit in 5 different posts. And these are all different character models that come from LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. And I thought they would be interesting to look at. You know, we're not getting much news right now, so I'll take anything I can get from these people that I guess went to the E3 2019 press conference. But here we go. So we got some characters here. We got Yoda, so there you can see Yoda's character model. We've seen that one before. And some of these images have come out before, but I think this is the first time we got kind of clear images here. But anyway, so we got Yoda here. A lot of people don't like his design. He looks a little bit to be more dark green than he did in the complete saga. And you can see he uses his cane there. It looks like he's just going to be walking around with his cane again, similar to how he did in the complete saga. If you're someone who played the original LEGO Star Wars game back on the 2005 game, the original, this LEGO Star Wars, the video game, if you played that game, Yoda actually floated around in his little floating chair. So in that game, Yoda was like super slow, like his normal walking speed. Like if you just walked around with his cane, like he would go like 1 mile an hour. Like it would be ridiculous. Like there's like no way you could play like that. So what they had is you hit A or the jump button, whatever console you're playing on. He would actually just make this little chair appear, and he'd just float around this floating chair, kind of like he does in the Jedi Temple. And I don't know if they're going to have that return in this game or not. Probably not, because it hasn't been in the game since the original 2005 game. But there you can see Yoda with his cane, a little bit more dark green, a little bit different facial features there. And moving on, we have Mace Windu. Now, Mace Windu doesn't look too much different. He's got his purple lightsaber as always. Looks very similar to how he appeared in the Clone Wars game back in 2011 and then in the Force Awakens game in 2016. And you can see his leg piece looks a little different. I'm not sure if that's how he looked in the Force Awakens game, but you can actually see his robes reflected on his leg piece. That's kind of something new that we see in some of the other characters as well. And then moving on, we have Anakin, and Anakin's actually kind of interesting. So Anakin, he looks very similar to how he did in the Clone Wars game, except now he's got a cape. And I'm not sure why TT Games has done this, but in the more recent LEGO Star Wars games, they have been avoiding the capes. So in the previous, in the original LEGO Star Wars game, the complete saga, and the original trilogy game, they use the cape to kind of show the robe, so it's kind of hard to show a robe on a Lego minifigure, so they kind of put a cape on him just to kind of signify the robe. And for some reason they stopped doing that, starting with the 2011 game, the Clone Wars game, and then they didn't do it again really in the Force Awakens game. But it seems like they're bringing back the capes in this game, so you can see Anakin with a cape. I kind of like the cape. I'm not sure why they got rid of them. I don't know if the game engine that they were using for the Clone Wars and Force Awakens game, if that didn't support capes. But I don't think that's the case, because I think the Lego Lord of the Rings game was using the same engine, and that game had capes on it. So I don't know why they stopped using capes. But now we have a cape again on Anakin, and he's got the blue lightsaber, and you can see his boots look a little different. He's got the brown boots on his leg piece. That's, I think, a little different than he did in the original game. And his hair is completely different. It looks just like the Clone Wars. So there's Anakin Skywalker. Alright, so moving on to the second image, we have 3 more characters here, a clear look at 3 more characters. Here we have Obi-Wan Kenobi, we have Darth Vader, and Leia Organa. So Obi-Wan Kenobi, that's obviously the episode 4 appearance of him, of A New Hope, where he's old, Ben Kenobi, if you will. And he's got his blue lightsaber there, he's got the gray hair, his shirt looks a little different, it's a lot darker brown than it did in the Complete Saga game, and then he's got a different leg piece, and again, just like Mace Windu, you can see his robe actually reflected in his leg piece, so you can see like the bottom of his robe kind of dangling from his leg piece, look like it's kind of dangling down. So I thought that was kind of interesting, and other than that, that's nothing much more to say about Obi-Wan. Then we have Darth Vader here. So on this model that they're showing, this again, this is old, this is from E3, so this is like, you know, getting close to a year old. But here you can't see this little design on his arms. So if you watch the trailer that came out back in December, Darth Vader had like a little texture on his arms. And you don't really see that texture here on this model. So I'm not sure if this is just an old model, if they added that texture later on, you know, in December, closer to December, maybe they added that. But here from this build back in E3, he doesn't have that texture, at least that I can see on his arms. But again, you can see his cloak reflected on his legs. And yeah, that's Darth Vader. Then next up we have Leia Organa. So this is her appearance, looks like from episode 6 when she's on Endor. She's got that little cloak over her chest piece there, and you can see her blue legs. And yeah, I'm not sure what she's holding there. Do you guys know what she's holding? Let me know. I guess that's maybe something from the movie, but I'm not. It's not coming to me right now. So let me know what you think Leia is holding there. So then we got another image here where we got a whole bunch of more characters that you can see. So we have Darth Maul on the left. So again, you can see Darth Maul without his helmet. And I think we already saw this in the first CGI trailer of the game, but now we can actually see an in-game model of Darth Maul. You can see his lightsaber has a little bit of a different design. You can see around where the blade, the lightsaber light beam blade comes out. It looks like a little bit different texture to me, maybe. And he's not wearing a hood again, so you can actually see the top piece of his head there. And you can see the spikes as well. It's kind of an interesting Lego minifigure. But yeah, he looks very good. It'll be interesting to see if there's like different hooded versions, or maybe there's a button you can press to put the hood on while you're playing as him. I think that'd be pretty cool. And then we have Jango Fett, so he looks pretty standard. Again, you can see some textures. Again, they're doing a lot more with the leg pieces in this game from what I can tell, like in reflecting their clothing at least. And Jango Fett looks pretty standard. He's got his little antenna coming out of the right side of his helmet. Pretty cool. And then we got Sheev Palpatine, so he looks very similar to how he did in the Clone Wars game and the Force Awakens game, but you can see there his golden lightsaber on the ground. So I think that's pretty cool. They actually have his lightsaber and it's golden. Just like it is in the movie, and this is going to be the first time I think that Sheev Palpatine, you can actually use him with a lightsaber besides using the like full-on Darth Sidious version, like the episode 6 version where he's got the hood and everything. So here it looks like we can actually play as this regular Sheev Palpatine from like the Clone Wars era, but actually with a lightsaber, because I think in the Clone Wars game he just used a blaster, and then in the Complete Saga, of course, he didn't have any weapon at all. So very cool there, Sheev Palpatine. He's got the cool slicked back hair, just like the movie. And then these last 3 characters we don't have as quite a good of a look at here, but we got Luke Skywalker with his blue lightsaber, his Tatooine appearance, so his farm boy appearance, I think is as it's called in the Star Wars Battlefront 2 game. But there you can actually see he's using the blue lightsaber, so it looks like we're actually able to use the lightsaber with that skin, because if you remember in the Complete Saga, when he's on Tatooine like that, you only had a blaster because he wasn't really a Jedi yet. But looks like this time they're not going to give him a blaster, he's going to get a lightsaber, or maybe he'll get both, because I think in the Force Awakens game you could have a lightsaber and a blaster at the same time, and a lot of people didn't like that because the game kind of randomly decided which one you were going to use at that time, and it was kind of confusing, but at least there it looks like he definitely has a lightsaber. Then to the right of that we have Han Solo, which has a new hairstyle, and we got Chewbacca, which, you know, just looks like Chewbacca. So then we have this image that this guy posted, and it's got Mace Windu, Anakin, but you can actually see a little bit more past Leia Organa, so you can see a little bit of Kylo Ren, a little bit of Rey, and a little bit of Poe Dameron there from the sequel trilogy. So Kylo Ren looks pretty cool. He doesn't seem to have a cape or anything. Maybe he does have a cape, I can't really tell. Rey is just called Rey. Some people were thinking, you know, why doesn't it say Rey Palpatine? Well, this was back from E3, and of course that was way before Episode 9 came out, and way before we found out that she was a Palpatine. So we can see Rey, she's got her blue lightsaber. Hopefully she doesn't have that blaster like she did in the episode 7 game. And we got Poe Dameron, who we can barely make out down there, but he looks pretty good to me from what we can tell. Then the last image we have here, it's really small. We can see 3 different lightsabers. We got a blue lightsaber, we got a red lightsaber, and a green lightsaber. There's nothing really too significant about them. The red lightsaber looks like it's almost like a black handle, but I'm not really sure if that's just the lighting of the image. This image is very small and low quality, so sorry about that. But yeah, that's pretty much all that the Squia24 guy on Reddit, so shout out to him again. That's all he posted. He actually posted 5 different images, but the other images are just different angles of the same characters that we already saw. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. Again, all these screenshots are actually old. They're from E3. You might have seen them online somewhere, but I thought to make a video about them just because they've kind of resurfaced here. And a lot of people haven't seen them. Like, these images are getting a lot of upvotes on Reddit, so I imagine that a lot of you guys haven't even seen these images. And I thought I'd just show them off and make a video about them to kind of showcase them, because we're kind of in a news drought. Again, TT Games hasn't done much, WB Games hasn't done much in terms of marketing. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you think of those new designs from LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Again, this is from E3, so some of these could have changed. Like Darth Vader, his arm piece has changed. It's got a new texture on it that we saw in the December trailer. So some of these models could be updated even farther, because these are, you know, like 9-10 months old now. So they could change again. But let me know what you think of these models. Do you like the graphics of them, how they look? What do you think of Yoda? I know that's kind of controversial. What do you think of Anakin with his cape again? Do you like the capes or do you not like the capes? And do you have anything to say about those lightsabers? I think they look pretty cool. But that's going to be it for this video. Be sure to subscribe to be notified right when new videos come out regarding LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. And we're also covering everything TT Games LEGO. So if they announce another game after Skywalker Saga, we're going to be covering that. And we also make mini kit guides and different guides for the LEGO games. So those are pretty cool too. So be sure to subscribe for all that. Like this video if you enjoyed it, if you found it informative. Had you seen these images before, or is this old news for you? Let me know. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time.